What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 96, everybody. I am your host, Sleazeball. Today's episode will be my Week 7 buy low top 8 players, 2 per position. So 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends that you should be sending trades for right now, even before the Monday Night Football game is over, because managers are frustrated with these players and they are going to bounce back and have a big season, guys. Now, before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up, hit that subscription button, turn that bell on. Helps me out more than you guys know. I will be live tonight. I have 3 special guests on my show: Big Draft Energy, Bayou Bengal FN, and NFL DFS Picks. We will be recapping Week 6, where we were right, where we were wrong, because we like to show transparency of our work. We will also dive into a little Monday Night Football here, pick 'em, spread stuff we like there as well, guys. Now, let's dive into my top 8 buy low players that you should go get right now. First player I want to talk about is Dak Prescott, and this is a huge strategy play here, guys, and trust me, it can work. I know when I say Dak Prescott buy low, you're like, how am I going to buy low? Let me explain it here. So currently on the season, he's QB 11, 1,602 passing yards, 8 passing touchdowns. He's throwing interceptions like crazy. In the past 2 games, he has 6 picks. 6 picks total, 4 picks in the last 2 games here. And the owner's frustrated. He also has 25 rush yards and 1 TD. Now, why I like this as a steal play this week, guys, and it can only be done now. So remember what I'm telling you this. It can only be done as the buy right now because they have a bye week. The buy during a bye week. Coming off a 3.22 game performance against Detroit at home, which should have been a shootout game. He only threw for 178 yards. Couldn't even get it going in garbage time. They pulled him out. So the owner, usually you get that Dak Prescott, if there's a garbage game, usually he'll throw for like 150 yards, come back, save his fantasy day. It did not happen. So the owner now, looking for a quarterback, has the bye week. Now is the time to package a trade and pounce, guys, because look at this schedule coming ahead. San Francisco, Atlanta, Philly. The only tough game and the rest of their remaining season with a top 10 pass defense is the Houston Texans Week 11. Every other pass defense they have, guys, San Francisco, Atlanta, Philly, Washington, New York Giants, Carolina, Cincy, Tampa Bay, Philly, Washington. The playoff schedule is absolute gold. If you can go get him now is the time, because you will not be able to do this again. This is like that. My secret play right now that I love to make is to buy Dak Prescott right now. My number 2 buy low player, sticking with my second quarterback right here, is going to be Anthony Richardson. And I know the owners are absolutely frustrated with him right now. So currently ranking QB 30, 654 pass yards, 3 passing TDs, a lot of picks, 6 interceptions, got to turn those down. But you get the superhuman aspect of 141 rush yards. So if he didn't miss the last 3 games and you just average out his rush yards on that, he would probably have 300 rush yards right now, and possibly 1 or 2 or 3 TDs to go along with it. So in his returning game this week, the update just happened that he'll be starting Week 7. In his returning game, you get the home game against the Miami Dolphins that are led by Huntley, who just lost their superstar DN for the season. So the pressure will be less on him. They might have Jonathan Taylor back to worry about the run game even more there this week. The offensive line is a top 5 offensive line in the Indianapolis Colts, and the Dolphins aren't going to be able to move the ball. If you've seen their last couple games with Skyler, with Huntley, it's turnover after turnover or stop after stop after stop. Going to give Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor way more opportunities, and now is the time to buy. This is going to be the superhuman turnaround from Anthony Richardson that we were waiting for. I'm just hoping he can stay healthy. But I mean, you don't buy even that high. You can get him for so cheap that it's crazy. And this is like the Dak Prescott moment right now. This is the only week this is going to be able to happen, guys. This is why you subscribe to my channel right here, so you get this information. You will not be able to buy him after this week. You will not be able to buy Dak Prescott after the bye week. These are the moves you have to make to win fantasy football championships. Go get Anthony Richardson. Here we go, baby. My buy low player number 3 heading into the running backs is Christian CMC, the GOAT, McCaffrey. It is time to start sending out those trade offers to the owner that you know is frustrated. Statistically, right now in fantasy football, the most teams that have the least wins on the season are teams that drafted CMC. So you know that their owner's frustrated, even though the time is drawing close. So it could be a week 10, looks like the beginning of November. You can't wait any longer on this. If you're trying to buy Christian McCaffrey, you're not going to be able to buy him when you're a week away. That owner's not going to do that, especially if they held on the whole way. So this is the 1 to 2 week window you have. Trust me, listen to Sleaze. I know fantasy football guys. This is the time to buy Christian McCaffrey. I know he has Achilles tendonitis. He hasn't been on the field the whole year. He's costed people their playoff hopes in their fantasy football, and everyone wants their money back for drafting him. And I know how bad it's been. I'm a 49er fan. Trust me, I know. I know how brutal it is for the owners too as well, because I have a couple of CMC myself. Now, in this situation, when you're looking at their team, this is not going to work if the CMC team held on and is 5-1 or 4-2 right now, right? Not going to happen. This has to be for people that look at a CMC guy in their league that is 1-5, 2-4, 3-3, and has a couple injuries or buys. You have to pick apart your opponent that you're trading with. You have to look at the ins and outs of their team and what they need and what you have depth-wise and how to make this work. But trust me, guys, within this next 1 or 2 weeks, this is the only time, just like I said with Anthony Richardson, just like I said with Dak Prescott, that you will be able to buy CMC is right now. And trust me, go do it, because you know what this guy brings to the field when he's out there, guys. He's the best on the planet. So, I mean, that's just plain and simple. And when I look at it, so let's say here, let's say he's back, like they say, after the bye in week 10, right? Even if he comes back week 11, so you miss a week, you're still getting the insane value. You get Tampa Bay, Seattle, Green Bay, Buffalo, Chicago, LA Rams, Miami, Detroit, the only team in the top 10 of run stopping the rest of the way through the season is the Detroit Lions, and they just lost their superstar. So he has an absolute gold schedule all the way, guys. Go get the guy CMC right now. Number 4 buy low player is the guy that I've loved since day one. The founder, the originator of the hurricane season is your boy Sleazeball. Devon A-Chain. The time to buy is now, guys. So the past 3 weeks, right? He gets a concussion against New England. Then he gets a bye. So the owner's already frustrated. The weeks before that, you lose Tua. He plays Seattle, he gets 8 points. He plays Tennessee, he gets 5 points. Now, on the season, he's still RB24 after 3 bad games. Still a top 25 running back. That's how explosive this man is when he's out there on the field. And you're probably 1 week away from Tua here. So you're going to get the best running back schedule in the NFL heading down the stretch from here on out for the Miami Dolphins. Indianapolis Colts, Arizona, Buffalo, dead last. Rams, damn near last. Raiders, terrible. Green Bay, New England, terrible. Jets are good versus the run. Houston's good versus the run. 49ers good versus the run. Then you get Cleveland, the Jets. The playoff schedule is a little tougher, but you have the Miami Dolphins offense. And if they're all healthy and out there, it doesn't matter who they're playing against. This offense is absolutely electric. The motions they use, they move across everything. Hurricane becomes part of the passing game in the slot. This is the time to buy now, guys. Again, when I'm looking at this, same way as CMC here, you probably will not be able to buy this guy in a competitive league from a guy that's 4-2 or 5-1. But most likely, the Hurricane owners are probably 2-4, 3-3, and you have to look at this as your time is now. Same thing with all these guys I'm talking about. This is like how my mind works. You have to buy these guys to this before this game this week. Trust me on this. This is the guy you want to buy. This is going to be your league winner down the stretch, and I'm willing to overpay for Devon A-Chain. My number 5 buy low heading into the wide receivers is going to be Cooper Kupp, guys. And this, again, is just like the rest of them. The only time is now. So Cooper Kupp currently today was with the training staff, had the practice going. The official status is not known for week 7, but it was updated 2 weeks ago that he may be back week 7. So we're going to have to pay attention to the updates. But either way, say it says his return is week 8, you're not going to be able to buy him week 8. So this goal right now that you're working with towards here to buying him is literally today, tomorrow, and the next day. You need to go get Cooper Kupp right now. So currently still wide receiver 66 on the season. Saw 27 targets in 2 games, so averaging 13.5 targets a game, 147 receiving yards, even 10 rushing yards. I want to see those 10 rushing yards go away. I don't want to see Cooper Kupp having any carries. I think that's just more injury prone for him. 1 touchdown on the season. Now he's averaging 20 fantasy points a game, guys. You've seen the Rams offense without Cooper Kupp, without Puka Nacua, and Puka Nacua looks like week 10 or 11 for him. So you're getting 3 weeks or possibly 4 to 5 weeks, depending on when the update is for Puka Nacua, of Cooper Kupp just going bananas, guys. So look at this schedule coming. The Las Vegas Raiders pass defense, terrible. Minnesota Vikings pass defense, terrible. Seattle Seahawks pass defense, terrible. Miami pass defense, good, but it's kind of skewed to bad matchups lately. Then you get New England, Philly, Saints, Buffalo, San Francisco Jets, Arizona, Seattle. It's absolutely an amazing wide receiver schedule for the Los Angeles Rams the rest of the way. And you would be getting a superstar wide receiver. And you know the owner is frustrated. So again, it has to be an owner that's not 5-1 that's been holding him or 4-2 that's been holding him, because they're not going to trade him. They know the value of Cooper Kupp. You need to use the strategy again here of targeting a team in your, whatever league you play in. There's tons of different settings and stuff like that, but you need to target a guy that's 2-4, 1-5, 3-3 in a panic mode. Buys happening this week and make the trade happen. And I'm willing to overpay, just like Devon came for Cooper Kupp, because the explosion is coming, guys. My sixth player that is a buy low right now is going to be George Pickens. And this one, guys, is not like the rest. It's not like it has to happen now. This can happen anytime and for cheap. So George Pickens played 67% of snaps last week against Las Vegas. Kind of missed a couple snaps because of the blowout, but it was an improvement from week 5 when he had his little, don't know what to call it, like tantrum, but little Twitter video of I can't control not being out there. It's Arthur Smith. So they did start to target him right away. They did look at him for a little more snaps last week. But guys, it looks like there's no trade happening here at all with George Pickens. The Steelers doesn't look like they're going to get Devonta Adams. Looks like he's staying in Oakland now. And you're getting a wide receiver one that is getting a target share of 29%. I know they run a lot. I know that Justin Fields runs a lot. You could possibly see Russell Wilson step in, but that is the number 7 target share in the NFL. This is what you want, is volume. And he's number 17 in targets to go along with it. And he's also number 7 in deep targets, which is what you want in fantasy football. So currently in the last 3 games right here, he's only popped over 10 points once. He had 5 points and 8 points. He had 8 targets last game. But still, the owner is frustrated. And now you're going to get the New York Jets next week, which you could probably wait another week as well. He might even have another bad game there going up against Sauce and Reed. Then you're going to get the New York Giants. Then you get a bye. Then you get Washington, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincy, Cleveland, Philly, Baltimore. All those are very bad pass defenses, guys. And just say, even with Fields, I still love it. But just say Russell Wilson somehow gets the job here. Dude, Russell Wilson's will open up George Pickens to the max. So this is like a double whammy play here. I'm fine with it being Justin Fields too, but if they ever put in Russell Wilson, it will elevate George Pickens even more. And you can get him for so dirt cheap right now that they don't even understand the value that they're actually owning with George Pickens. Go get this man now. Heading into the impossible tight end position of 2024, there's been an absolute nightmare for me, along probably with every single one of you watching this video. The position has been absolute bananas. So into the buy lows here, that is going to be tough to find buy lows here at tight end, but this is one that I absolutely love. David Njoku. Most owners of David Njoku right now are just incredibly pissed off. I've even seen him on some wires in 12-mans, but not a lot if your league's competitive. So currently still tight end 43, only 15 targets on the season because he's been injured. He's missed 3 of the 6 games so far. Hasn't even cracked 100 yards yet. Hasn't found the end zone yet. The owner is terrified of every injury that is happening right now, but he made it through the game healthy, guys. 74% of the snaps, got 8 points, saw 7 targets. His target share is still 16%. That's number 14 in the NFL for the tight end position. And David Njoku is that freak athletic tight end. So right now is probably the only time you're going to get to buy, because this is the first game back. And look at these matchups coming. Cincy, Baltimore. When I say the Ravens, you think the Ravens defense is good. They're very bad versus the tight end, one of the worst. Chargers, good matchup. Then they get a bye. Then it's Saints, Pittsburgh, Denver, Pittsburgh, KC, Cincy, Miami. Look at the playoff schedule. Cincy, Miami, Baltimore. If you can get David Njoku for those games, and even say Jameis Winston steps in here, maybe Deshaun Watson loses the job after 1 or 2 weeks here, he'll let it fly. This is the time to buy on David Njoku right now while it's still cheap at a position that is killing everyone, and you get an athletic specimen tight end. Last but not least, my last tight end, number 8 here, is going to be Jake Ferguson. And like I said, with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, the time is now. They're coming off the terrible game versus Detroit. He only played 67% of the snaps. He still is tight end 10, but the bye week is coming, guys. He has got 34 targets on the season. That number is wrong. It says 32. 25 receptions, 240 yards. He hasn't even found the end zone yet. So all we've seen is Jake Ferguson's floor, guys. 4 points, 15 points, 11 points, 13 points, 4 points. We have not seen the ceiling yet. The ceiling is coming, and the only time you're going to be able to buy him is either this week with the bye or possibly versus the Niners next week, because the 49ers are very good versus the tight end. Then the schedule becomes absolute gold all the way down. And you know, with the Cowboys offense, their run game is stagnant. I know Donald popped off one time, like I said earlier. Their run game is going to be irrelevant. It's going to be pass heavy all the way, Dak. The playoff schedule is absolute gold, guys. Tampa Bay, Philly, Washington. Sorry, that's week 18. Carolina, Tampa Bay, Philly is your three matchups. They're all very bad versus the tight end. This is an absolute smash trade, especially if you're looking 5-1 right now or 4-2. And you're going to have to pick on an owner that probably is, 2-4, 3-3. If they're 5-1, they're probably not going to move Jake Ferguson as well. That's like I said with Dak Prescott. But this is your league-winning tight end that you need to target 100% in a trade right now. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of episode 96. I cannot believe we're 4 episodes away from 100, man. Thank you guys for all the support from the bottom of my heart, from podcast to Apple to YouTube. All you guys have been absolutely amazing. The journey has just been awesome. You guys make it better every single day. So shout out to you guys. Now, my next video coming will be my sell highs, guys, and then I will get into my rankings and I'll get my stardom sit-ins, and my goal is to get you everything out by Thursday. Before we head out, guys, make sure you smash that like, hit that subscription button, turn that bell on so you know when I'm live. We will be live tonight with 3 amazing content creators as well to go over our week 6, what we missed on, what we hit on, and then we're going to look into Monday Night Football here for pick'ems, spreads, what we like for tonight, win calls like that. If you need any trade or start sit questions tonight, hop in the live stream. If you cannot make the live stream, guys, always drop any comments you want in the comment section. It does not have to pertain to this video. That is my goal also this season, is to answer every single question, and I've almost done that completely. I've missed a couple here and there. Life happens, but I promise you I'll get to them all. And that's it for me, guys. I'll hope to see you guys in the live video. We will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern in an hour and 15 minutes. We'll be going over everything from week 6, and that's it for me today, guys. Sleazeball out.